Donald Trump, who calls himself the Tariff Man, wants you to believe that he is an economic genius. He says that if elected president in 2024, he will raise billions of dollars for American citizens by imposing tariffs on goods coming to the U.S. from every country in the world. He has also talked about replacing income tax with revenues raised from tariffs.
What is a tariff anyway?
Tariffs are taxes that countries place on imported goods when they cross their borders. The amount of the tax is determined by the government. These taxes are paid by the business or individuals sending or exporting goods to businesses or individuals receiving or importing the goods. The money raised is then passed on to the federal government. It is important to understand that tariffs are imposed for many reasons and are imposed by most governments in the world. The 2024 Trump plan proposes a 10 to 20% tariff on every country in the world and a 60% tariff on China. The problem is not the tariff, but the indiscriminate application and amounts of the tariffs.
How does all this economic gibberish really affect me?
Let's look at a few of the issues with the Trump tariff plan that will directly impact American citizens. 1. Trump's tariffs will cost American families from $2,500 to $4,000 per year as import costs are passed on to the consumer. Remember, although the tariff is set by the government, the increased cost, or tariff, for goods received is paid out of the pocket of the importing company. The increased cost, or tariff, is then turned over to the government. Importers recover the tariff they paid for goods received by passing the tariff costs on to the consumer. 2. Trump tariffs place the greatest stress on low and middle-income families who can least afford to shoulder these increases. 3. These tariffs are likely to result in retaliation by many of our trading partners as they then impose tariffs on American goods coming into their countries. 4. Foreign tariffs on American goods make those goods more expensive to foreign buyers. When costs go up, demand decreases. American workers who made those goods or grew those commodities are then threatened with loss of jobs. 5. The Trump tariffs build walls against world trade and could result in a global trade war and global recession.
What about Trump's plan to replace income tax with revenues from tariffs?
Trump's plan once again demonstrates his inability to understand economic logic and evidence. Consider this. In 2023, tariffs generated $3.1 trillion in revenue for the federal government, while income tax generated $20 trillion in revenue. The Trump proposal would require tariffs to be set at 70% or greater in order to replace income tax revenues. This plan is simply not practical or sustainable. In November 2023, The Economist magazine ran the following headline: Trump's tariff plans would be disastrous for America and the world. Make no mistake, the Tariff Man's plans are bad for you and for everyone.